Are you winning? Do you need help in your life or business? Could you use some inspiration, business strategies, and success principles? I'm Daniel Gomez, award-winning business coach, keynote speaker, and best-selling author. On the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, we will help you create a successful life and elevate your business. Together, we will discover the keys that unlock your success and dreams. Welcome back to another episode of the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show, where we have another epic, amazing guest today. Today, we're going to inspire you, motivate you, and we got some fire coming down in education form. And I'll tell you, literally, we're going to be educated today by an amazing man. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time, because I just feel the anointings on this episode right now is you want to get out your pen. You definitely want to get out some paper to take notes, because I want you to go back and review this podcast and listen to it 2 or 3 times to really grab the concepts and the wisdom that Chip's going to drop to us here. And you know the truth. What you write down, you retain over 50% of the content. So I want you to remember this, not just on the surface level, but at a deeper level. So let's welcome to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show. Chip Baker, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on, my man? First off, thanks so much for having me. I truly appreciate the opportunity. Been looking forward to it. Let's go get it.
Man, I'm excited. I'll tell you what, I know the amazing, beautiful soul you are. Do me a favor, introduce yourself to the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show.
Yeah. So I am Chip Baker. I am a 4th-generation educator, teacher, former coach, blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people, as well as be around some awesome folks to learn from and grow with in my life and my career. I started my YouTube channel and podcast, Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles, about 8 years ago. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life and share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. And that journey has been, truly amazing. It continues to blow me away each day. I've been blessed to come across some amazing people like yourself. And then about 5 years ago, started writing books, became an author. And to the date, I've published or been a part of 15 books. And it's been truly a blessing. Several of those have been bestsellers. And I'm just truly enjoying the ride, truly enjoying the journey, and grateful for every ounce of it.
You know what I love about you is that you're just genuine and have a big heart. I wish more people were like Chip Baker. And I mean that, ladies and gentlemen. You know, he's real calm, collective.
Yeah.
They say there's not a lot of good human beings anymore, but I said, you got to go meet Chip Baker.
Well, hey, right back at you, man. Thanks for the kind words. I think you're good people. Like where I'm from down south, we say you good people. I think you're good people too.
Well, thank you, my brother. Thank you. I like what you said, right? And the reason I said we're going to be educated, because Chip Baker comes from the education background. He's a teacher. But what I love about him is he didn't make excuses. Chip Baker is a gentleman who was being fulfilled in what he was doing as an administrator, as a teacher, educator.
Yeah.
But then he said, there's more to life. And Chip, there's so many people out there that are an educator. Nothing wrong with that at all. But they get stuck there because after a while, just there's more to life. And you went after that more to life. Why do you think people don't go after that? There has to be more to life. And not only did you go after it, you went and go get it. You came out with your own branding on that. It's like, man, come on now. But it came from you knowing that there was more out there. Talk to us about that. Why do you think that most people just, they get stuck just as a teacher, or they get stuck just as a fireman, or whatever it is, and they stop living, right? They die at 28, really, but their body doesn't leave here till they're 60 or 70.
Well, I just think, I don't know about everybody else. I can only speak for Chip Baker, but for Chip Baker, I think it's important to live and learn. We have to be in situations to where we have to put ourselves in situations to where we aren't afraid to live, right? And what I mean by that is, like, man, try new things, get out your comfort zone, push yourself, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because on the other side of that uncomfort is where your maximum growth is, right? And so what happens is when we allow ourselves to do that, First off, it becomes contagious and infectious to all of those people around us. But then secondly, what happens is you learn so much about the world. The big picture is that you learn so much about yourself.
Mm.
That's the sweet spot right there, because now you learn, oh, this was good for me. I don't know if I like that. Like, this is my passion. I need to do more of that. You know, I struggle with this. I need to work on that. You know, and so you learn so much. And then now from there, oh man, you got me. Now you focus in, and it's a process, right? And then you learn that process about yourself to have that continued growth, which really, that's kind of what happened to me in my life.
I love it. We're getting ready to go deep here.
Let's go.
So what did you find out about yourself that you didn't even know you had inside of you, man?
Well, I mean, just like anything, we sometimes we all have those limiting beliefs. Just like you said earlier, uh, I didn't make excuses, right? I could have said, poor me, grew up with a single parent mom, poor me from a small hometown, poor me, all of those different things that I could have said, but I didn't make excuses. I just used those as my motivation to say, okay, how can I learn from this? What are the good things I learned from this? And I'm going to use that uh, to help others and be a blessing for others.
So what surprised you the most, right? So many times in our journey, when you start getting out of that comfort zone, I don't like it because it's painful many times. But now that you're
Uh,
on the other side of that growth, what's one thing that surprised you? You're like, man, I didn't know you could do that, Chip.
hey, hey, I've already exhibited that in this interview, brother. So I'll tell you what I mean by that is, like, really, I'm an introverted guy, right? Like, I'm a real quiet guy, and I know that, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with who I am, right? I know who I am, but my passion allows me to come alive, right? And so you talked about, we're gonna educate them, we're gonna, go deep, we're gonna get some good stuff. Like, man, that stuff allows me to come alive because I know that on the other side of this, who's ever viewing this or listening to this, man, I got to give you everything I got in this moment, because magic moments bring about magic memories, right? And so we want them to, for sure, when they leave us, be better. And if I don't bring that, if I don't bring it and give you everything I got right now, then I've wasted your time, right? And so that's how, like, sometimes I may go back and watch this and listen to this and be like, man, who is that guy? Like, what, man, who is that dude? Oh wait, that's you, dog. Let's go.
Yeah, I love that. So ladies and gentlemen, where are you not creating magic moments? And therefore you're not having magic memories. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you're on your phone too much. You go to dinner at a steakhouse, and instead of looking at your beautiful wife or your handsome husband across from you, you're too busy flipping through TikTok and IG. And really, you just eat and leave. I saw that the other day at a restaurant, Chip, and it wasn't a cheap restaurant, right? We went to a decent restaurant, and I looked over and I told my wife, "Isn't that sad?" She goes, "What?" I said, "You don't see it?" And she goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "They've been there for 30 minutes, and all they've been doing is flipping through their phone. Not once have they communicated. And we wonder why people get divorced, or why there's separation in homes, or why there's so many kids hurting. And it's sad."
Yeah.
But I love what you said, because, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be in a moment where you can create it to be magical. Where did that come from, Chip?
I just think I believe that your presence is the present. Ooh, hold on. Let me give you that one again.
I told you we are going to go
Hold
deep
on, hold
here.
on. Let me hold on. Let me give you that one again.
Not too many people mesmerize me, but let's go.
Hey,
Come on, let's go deep,
hey,
brother.
man.
Let's go deep.
So I believe that your presence is the present, right? And so what we have to do is make sure that we are in the moment with every moment that we get. Like I talked about, magic moments bring about magic memories. And what happens if you allow yourself to be in the moment with every moment that you have, when you get down the road and you look back on it, you'll have no regrets because you know in those moments you gave your all. Now, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. There's always some things that you could say, man, you know, I could have been better on that or whatever, but there won't be regrets, right? Because with your heart, with your intentions, you were striving to do things the right way, right? And so when you have those good-hearted, that just feels good to say that. When you have those good-hearted, pure intentions, oh man, everything else works out because people see that. And so, man, I think it's just important to understand that it's important to be in the moment with the moments that you have because your presence is the present.
You know, I just experienced that.
Yeah.
I just came back from Florida. I was up there with the client for a 3-day weekend, went and spent some time with him, and it was amazing. And he took us out to I'd never been to a Major League Baseball game.
Mm.
He got us some amazing seats. I didn't know this, but it was my first game ever, first Major League Baseball game. And we went out to the Tampa Bay Rays and
Yeah.
home plate tickets. So
Ooh.
they get everything. I mean, you talk about they treat you like royalty. Whatever we wanted, we had served at us hand and foot. The guy next to us, we didn't know him, season ticket holder. His name was Orlando, and he made such an impression in me. I've been talking about Orlando for the last 3 or 4 days. He was making everybody feel special in the moment, like you're saying. And you know what he was doing? Whether we went back to the food area or we just went in, they got a glass of wine or whatever they were drinking. He was tipping people $20. He let go about $120, maybe 150 or whatever it is. He gave away some 20s, put it that way.
Yeah.
After the game, we were leaving and we are going back to my client's penthouse and where they're hanging out. And I said, man, Orlando. They go, yeah, he was unique. At first, you kind of question, like, what is he? Is he real? But one thing that he said is this. Orlando said this. He goes, if I have it to give it, why wouldn't I give it? You know why? Because it's gonna come back. If I have it to give it, why wouldn't I give it? Because I know it's gonna come back. This gentleman, Chip, took us to the gift shop because my friend wanted to buy something for his daughter. Didn't know the guy, right? We just met him there an hour and a half prior. He buys me a jersey. He goes, hey, Daniel, what about this? I said, no, I go, I'm good. And of course, my friend goes, no, I got it. He's with me. And he goes, you know what he said? You're not going to take my blessing. I'm not going to buy Daniel his jersey. I'm going to buy those stuffed animals for your kids. He did. And the reason I know how much he paid is because the receipt was in the bag where my jersey was, $220. And it really impacted me. The breakthrough came today. We were there. I told him, this guy, like, he goes to these games to intentionally bless people.
Wow.
In the moment, like you're saying, magic. You talk about magical moments. I said, man, I need to start carrying 20s like that. In my book, of course, I talk about carrying $100 bills, but I never, right? I give it away. If God says give somebody $100 bill, I do it. I'm not going to lie to you and say I do it every single day or every single week. I do it when God prompts me. Today, you know what God told me? He goes, you know, you've mastered the art of tithing. He goes, but you haven't mastered that art of truly being generous and living in generosity. And I just teared up earlier because I went to the bank yesterday talking about magical moments again, ladies and gentlemen, so we don't lose the context of what we're talking about. Intentionally, I got $200, right, in 20s. I'm going to make sure I give a 20 out every day. I don't care, just to bless somebody. I was walking out and I was, you know, usually I'm fast paced, right? You're an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I'm going 100 miles an hour. And there's these older ladies walking in and walking at 2 miles an hour. So I just wait there and I'm like, yeah, ladies are so beautiful. You need to hurry up and go inside. All these young guys are gonna be rushing into security service. And they were like 70 years old. Oh, you're such a handsome young man. Thank you. I said, thank you. I'm 50, but I'll take it. And I'm walking out, and God says, you're missing the moment. Ding. Green light. Ma'am, here, go have lunch on me. No, 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 no. I said, no, go have lunch on me. I gave him a 20. I rushed out. But I share that with you because Orlando created a magical moment at the Rays game that impacted me so much that now I'm able to live in those magical moments. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I created a magical memory for that woman.
Well, I'm gonna go even a little deeper than that. First thing is, I know you talked about the money, but really at the end of the day, kindness doesn't cost a lot, right? Kindness, we all can be kind. It just costs a little bit of effort, right? I
Yes.
think that's the first thing. I think we can all do that. But but then the second thing, what you explained, that story that you explained, that's the ripple effect, right? And that's why it's important for us to be in those moments and know that our presence is important, and know that it's important to do those things to help others, because a big man will take care of us without a doubt, when we strive to do those things. And it brings about that positive ripple effect. I mean, you think about all of us, all of the people that we've been blessed to have in our life that have made a positive influence and impact on our life. It's been the same way, right? For example, like, I do what I do because I've had some great people that came before me that I've been blessed to be around to show me what it's supposed to be like, right? Then there were some people before them that they came in contact with, that they were around, that showed them what it was supposed to be. And it's just that positive ripple effect, which makes our world better.
I love that. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's powerful.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, going back to kind of what we were talking about is what have you really accomplished, right? That you surprised yourself when you're like, Chip Baker, you looked in the mirror, I never knew you could do this, right? What really surprised you out of everything you've done? What's something that really stands out? Because I believe there's somebody listening and watching this that is so scared to be outside of what they know because they're in that comfort zone so bad, they're anchored in that. And you got a Chip Baker that said, you know what? I'm not gonna allow myself to be in prison. I'm gonna make more of myself.
Yeah, I think the big thing, again, I'll go back to just the opportunity to be here in this space. Like, you mean somebody really wants to interview me and and on their amazing podcast and talk about me and my life and the things that I've done? Like, me? For
Unknown
real?
caller.
You know? And so I think we can start there. Right? But then the next thing, I think, if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it would definitely be, and for those of you that are watching, you can see this. This is my children's book, Stay on the Right Path. Um,
Mhm.
and then this is the most recent book in my book series, The Impact of Influence, volume 6. And so, I have 6 volumes of The Impact of Influence, but I don't know, those of you that are watching, I don't know if you can see, like it has my name on that book.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, that's for real. My name, like my name on a real book. Right?
It's not with the
Hey,
marker either. It's not with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. And it's not, hey, it's not with a marker. Hey, man, like I can look in the book and wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see. Wait. Oh man, it's a ISBN number in there. Like, it's a real book. Right? And so,
oh
like man, where I'm from, growing up, I didn't know anybody that wrote books. I didn't know people that did that. And so, just for me, just to be able to, be a published author, um, it makes my heart happy, because um, I know the importance of doing it, right? Not for Chip, not because Chip is an author and Chip has done this and he's a best selling and Chip does, no, not for that at all, for that. But what it's for is my son can see that he can do those things too. Those kids where I'm from in my hometown, they see, man, if Chip Baker can do that, well, he's from where I'm from. I can do that too, or better, right? And that's what it's about for me. And so I think, to answer your question, you say the biggest thing I think for me, I think really the book piece has been great for me, because it's been a motivation for me to show myself that, man, I can do great things, right? And I can do great things to be a blessing to others, because I wholeheartedly feel that I'm blessed to be a blessing.
I agree. I agree with you on
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, think about what Chip just said. And you know what most people don't realize, Chip, is that when you're an author, you're among the top 2% in the world, because only
Mm-hmm.
2% of the population and worldwide ever publishes a book.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what are you not doing that God's already put in your heart? Is it to become an author? Is it to start your business? What is it for you? It's different for everybody, but like Chip said, he started by getting out of his comfort zone,
Yes.
stretching himself,
Yeah.
not doing 15. It's one book. He did his first book. What are you doing right? Maybe for you, you've been thinking about starting a business. Maybe it's going to your first networking event, or maybe it's really going out there and going to your first conference and just in making that $500 investment for that ticket, or $1,000 investment in that ticket, whatever it is. I feel this, Chip, is that so many people, we think so much like an employee, that we want our job to pay for everything, that if they don't pay for it, we miss out on the opportunity. Talk to us about that. What are people missing out on because they don't, right? If you think about this, people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college now, 100,000, because my son just graduated in December. So it's 100,000, but they never grow after that. You know what what I'm even more proud of my son. And this is the honest truth. I'm more proud of my son for getting a coach after he graduated from college than him graduated from college.
Mm.
He goes, Dad, hey, I got a
Okay.
coach. And I'm like, I thought he was joking. I go, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, I got a sales coach. I'm like, who'd you hire? Said, you didn't hire me. But he goes, no, Dad, I really did. I'm like, you know what? You hired one of the best. Congratulations. But I was more proud of the fact, because he sees me talking about coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think most people won't invest their own money on themselves, Chip?
I don't know. I just think like my personal situation. I think the first thing is, if you don't have money, you sometimes you may feel that, well, how am I gonna pay something for that, and I already don't have it. But really, uh, when you invest in something, right, and it means something to you, you will definitely get the return on your investment and more, right? And so, I'm a acronym guy, so I'll give you an acronym. And I believe that your ROI determines your ROI, right? And inversely, your ROI determines your ROI. And so what that is, you know, uh, your return on your investment uh, determines your radar of influence, and your radar of influence determines your return on your investment. And so, when you give that effort, when you invest in something to be the best version of yourself, what happens is, so like per prime example, like you talked about your son investing in a coach. Okay, so he knows that the coach is going to help him, right? It's going to give him tips to help him to be better and move more efficiently and effectively. But what he probably hadn't thought about yet is the fact that, okay, well, that coach knows a whole lot of people. That coach has been coached. You know, he is gonna meet some amazing people just from the fact that he invested in himself to get better. He's gonna learn a whole lot of stuff just because he invested to be better, right? He's gonna be put in some environments that, like, that's going to blow him away. He's going to do things that he never, ever thought he would have done in his life. And the reason why he'll be able to experience all of those things is because he took one step to invest in himself to be the best version of himself. And when you look at it, everything in life is that way. Right? Like as I'm saying that, I'm thinking of all the dimensions that I've been in my life. You know, as a player, as an athlete, I got better because I had coaches around me. I got better because I had great athletes around me to learn from, people that mentored me and you know, poured into me,
Yeah.
right? Which allowed me to develop some quality relationships. And that's the same cycle over my whole life. When I went to college, I got uncomfortable. I went to a place that wasn't close to my hometown. I invested, right? Same thing, man. I developed some great relationships. And fast forward down the road, I've had some of the biggest opportunities that I've had based off of what I do that I got from people that I met when I was in college. So at the end of the day, it's important to invest, because what happens is opportunities will bring you opportunities.
Oh, boom, baby.
You
Opportunities will bring you opportunity.
You warned them. You told them.
Yeah.
You told them it was going to be hot. You warned them.
You know, you say that, and you know what came to mind, and I'm looking at myself, and I'm looking at you, and I'm seeing the sticker shock sign behind me, and I'm thinking about an amazing person that I know, beautiful soul, Rachel Best.
Mm-hmm.
She came to sticker shock, invested in herself, created an opportunity for herself,
Mm-hmm.
which led to other opportunities. Now she's coming out on all these podcasts because she invested in herself, and now her brand's exploding.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have her book right here, Make Your Mark on the Mark. And she created this opportunity into another opportunity of starting her own podcast. So what you're saying is right. Opportunities create opportunities.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you this story. You mind if I share a story with you?
No, we got time.
So growing up, and my mom, she was a really strict disciplinarian. My mama didn't play, right? So there were some things that she demanded, like, you know, you're gonna do right, you're gonna treat people right, you're gonna work hard, you're gonna put yourself around the right, you know, you're gonna do that, boy. You know, like she gave me my name, but like, boy, no, you're gonna do that. You know, like she gave me my name, so she know my name. With a boy.
Yeah.
Right.
When they get mad,
But,
they
yeah,
go to that nickname right away.
yeah, boy. But so those are the things I strive to do in my life as a kid. And so I had this my little league baseball coach, who's also my elementary school principal. What I didn't know is, in doing those things, people saw that. Right? The people I was around, they saw those things. I tried those traits that I strive to exhibit. Right? So fast forward, I'm graduating from college. I'm a broke college kid, you know, looking for a teaching and coaching job, and I apply in Conroe Independent School District for, you know, among many schools, but I apply in Conroe School District. But there's this principal that is interested in me, and I didn't know he knew my elementary school principal and little league baseball coach. I didn't know that. Right. So he calls the guy, I'm gonna just tell you his name, Mr. McDaniel, great man. Wanted to grow up to be just like him. So he calls Mr. McDaniel. He says, "Hey, I got this Chip Baker kid applying for a job at my school. Tell me a little bit about him." So he says, "Oh man, he's a great guy. He's gonna work hard. He's gonna do things right. He's gonna treat people the right way. He's gonna put himself around good people. He'd be an asset to your team. You should give him an opportunity." And this is where it gets good right here. And that principal gave me my very first teaching and coaching job based off of what Mr. McDaniel told him about me. Hold on, wait a minute. I got my very first teaching and coaching job off of the person that I was as a kid. Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. I don't know if you got that. Wait a minute. My very first job, I know there was a lot of people more qualified to be. It was my first job. I had no experience. I know there was a lot more people applied for the job. but he gave me the opportunity because of the person that I was as a kid, and the guy that he respected said great things about me. So he gave me an opportunity. And what that means to me is it's important for us, like we talked about, be in the moment. Know that your presence is the present. Take advantage of every opportunity that you have. Be in the moment with those opportunities, because what happens is down the road, they're going to create other opportunities for you. And don't be concerned with, oh, I don't have, oh, maybe not this. No, just give everything you got right now. Be in the moment
Boom,
right
baby. Come
now.
on.
And what will happen is opportunities will bring you opportunities.
Boom. Let's go.
Hey,
I love that.
boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, think about what Chip is saying. And maybe you're saying, well, I didn't have the mom Chip had. I didn't have the dad. No worries. But you can work on your character every day. You can build quality traits every day. You can mature as a human being every day. So think about this. What trait do you need to develop to take your life, to take your business to the next level? Which character needs help inside of you, right? What character flaw do you have? And be honest with yourself. Because the truth is this, I was listening to Tyler Perry last night, and it was amazing. He was talking about how in his complex of his studios now, how his water bill was thousands and thousands of dollars, and they had a well go out there to be dug, and they couldn't find water. Said forget it, came back out again because the water bill was thousands of dollars again. Brought the well digger again to get his water dug, and couldn't hit it. Again, he goes, you know what? This bill is ridiculous. He told the guy, keep digging, keep digging, go deeper. The guy goes, I'm sorry, sir, there's no water. Go deeper. Where he wanted to stop, they were 4 inches away from water. He kept going, the spring shot up. They're still using that spring right now in the studios for Tyler Perry. Where do you need to go deeper, ladies and gentlemen? Even though it hurts, even though it takes longer, listen to what Chip is saying. People are watching you and you don't even realize it. People are paying attention to you and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Because people are observant. Chip, I love you, man. How do we get a hold of you if somebody wants to talk to you and just hear that sexy voice for themselves?
I love it. So all of my what he said. Yeah.
He's a blushing a little bit. If you listen to this on
yeah.
iTunes, right, he's a little bit red. Yep. Yeah, he is.
That's funny, man. No, man, all of my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in the Success Chronicles. I'm very responsive on my social media, except for Twitter, and Twitter is Chip Baker 19. And so I'm on all social platforms. I don't want it to be any excuse for you not to get this positive inspiration and motivation. And so, like the normal thing, like everybody's, ask to subscribe, follow, like, leave a comment, like all of that stuff. Yeah, do that. But bigger than me, I learned a long time ago in my life that it ain't about me. It's bigger than me. So if you go on my socials and see something that you like, I just ask that if there's someone that you think of that you love and care about, if it would help them be better, I ask that you would just share it with them.
Last question, brother. What's a quote or a scripture you rely on in times of adversity?
I'm gonna go scripture. I'm gonna
Scripture.
go scripture first, and then I'm gonna go a quote. Scripture is all I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So many times, we may think that we aren't enough. So many times there's people around us that believe more in us than we believe in ourselves. And so we just have to remind ourselves, man, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And then the quote would be, my saying, go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it, baby. I believe that, no significant success is just going to come to you. I believe that you have to go make it happen. You have to go get it.
Boom, baby. I love it. Man, what an amazing episode. I'll tell you what, Chip Baker, I love you, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for this week's episode. If you're stuck in life, if you're stuck in business, we want to help you. Go get a copy of our book, The Makings of a Millionaire Mind.com. That's The Makings of a Millionaire Mind.com. Get an autographed copy if you're here in the States. And if you're worldwide, get our Audible. It just came out right now. Our audiobook is blowing up. People love it. There's extra content in our audiobook. It's going to bless you because you can listen to it when you're working out and doing all those amazing things, those honeydews that your wife has you do or your husband. And better yet, why not come to San Antonio, September 8th and 9th? I want to see you on stage in San Antonio, September 8th and 9th here at our Sticker Shock Speaking Academy, where we teach you and show you how to become a paid speaker and that your world needs to hear your story because your story matters. We'd love to see you here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap once again. The amazing Chip Baker. Thank you, my brother. We'll see you next week here on the Daniel Gomez Inspire Show with another amazing guest. Go get it!
Go.
This is Daniel Gomez Inspires, and thank you for listening to our show today. Please share this episode with a friend, leave us a review, and subscribe to our show. And for listening to our show today, I want to give you a free gift. I want to invite you to our Millionaire Mind community. Text the word millionaire, that's millionaire, to 210-942-5059. Yes, join our community today and receive millionaire affirmations, inspirational quotes on a weekly basis. That's 210-942-5059. Text the word millionaire today and join our community. And once again, thank you for listening to our show.